The town of Black Hollow was once a small but thriving mining settlement hidden deep within the dense, ancient forests of Pennsylvania. Founded in the mid-19th century, it grew around the coal industry, with streets lined with wooden houses, a modest church with a cracked bell, and a town hall that served as the heart of the community. In winter, smoke curled from chimneys, and during the day, the sound of pickaxes striking stone echoed through the valley. The community was close-knit, their lives intertwined by hard work and faith. Then, in the autumn of 1903, something inexplicable happened. One cold October night, every single resident of Black Hollow vanished without a trace. There were no signs of struggle, no footprints leading away, just silence. The first discoveries. Days passed before anyone from neighboring towns noticed something was wrong. Coal shipments from Black Hollow had stopped, and messages sent to the town went unanswered. Finally, a small group of men rode in on horseback to investigate. What they found was beyond comprehension. Black Hollow stood eerily intact, but something was off. Doors swung open in the cold wind, creaking softly. Church pews were filled with open Bibles, as if the congregation had left suddenly. In the houses, plates of food sat untouched on dining tables, now covered in a thin layer of dust. The town's general store still had cash in the register, its door left unlocked. Candles had burned down to their wicks. There were no signs of fire, no signs of blood, just a town frozen in time, waiting for its people to return. But they never did. Among the many abandoned houses, investigators found something chilling in the home of Elias Rourke, the town's last recorded mayor. On his desk, covered in dust and cobwebs, lay a leather-bound journal, its pages yellowed with age. The final entry was dated October 31st, 1903. The knocking started 3 nights ago. At first, it was only at my door. A slow, deliberate tap-tap-tap in the dead of night. When I opened it, there was nothing but darkness. Then it spread. Now, it comes from every house, every window, a whispering between the walls. I see figures moving at the edge of the trees, tall and thin, shifting just beyond the lantern light. Tom Jensen walked into the dark last night and never returned. Martha Clay followed, her voice joining the others in the wind. It calls our names now. It knows us. It waits. If we are gone when someone finds this, know that we did not leave by choice. That was the final entry. Elias Rourke, along with the rest of the town, was never seen again. The Black Hollow legends. For decades, the town remained untouched, lost to time, and overgrown by the wilderness. The few who stumbled upon it never stayed long. Hunters reported hearing footsteps crunching in the leaves behind them, though no one was there. Some claimed to see candlelight flickering inside abandoned houses, yet upon entering, found only cold emptiness. Others swore they heard hushed voices coming from the woods, whispers carrying on the wind, uttering names of those who had stepped foot into Black Hollow. By the 1950s, Black Hollow had become nothing more than a ghost story, spoken of only in whispers by those who knew of its existence. But curiosity is dangerous. The 1951 expedition. In 1951, a group of college students researching ghost towns decided to seek out Black Hollow for themselves. They arrived with cameras, notebooks, and the arrogance of youth, eager to uncover what they believed was just a forgotten piece of history. At first, it seemed like any other abandoned place, but then they found the journal, and that night everything changed. Daniel Carter, one of the students, woke up screaming in his tent. His roommate found him standing outside, barefoot on the frozen ground, staring at the trees. He was whispering something under his breath, over and over. "They are knocking." The next day, Daniel was gone. The remaining students searched for him for hours, calling his name until their voices were hoarse. But there was no trace of him. No footprints, no disturbed brush, nothing. Just the wind moving through the trees, carrying a faint, almost human whisper. Daniel Carter was never found. Unexplained encounters. Over the years, more people have searched for Black Hollow, drawn by the mystery. Few have returned, and those who did came back changed. Their eyes were hollow, their voices softer. Some muttered about shadows moving in the woods, about whispers outside their windows at night. One man, an experienced urban explorer, filmed his journey into Black Hollow in 2007. The footage showed empty streets, houses still standing after more than a century. He and his friends laughed, joking about ghosts, until the camera caught something else. A figure, tall, thin, standing at the tree line, watching. The video was taken down within days. 2 of the explorers vanished without a trace. The remaining members of the group refused to speak about what happened. One of them, when pressed for answers, simply said, "We were not alone." More recently, rumors have surfaced of strange occurrences in the area surrounding Black Hollow. A truck driver, passing through a nearby highway, claimed to see figures standing just beyond the tree line, their eyes reflecting his headlights. A hiker, exploring miles away from the town's known location, heard his own name being called in the wind, except he was alone. And there are reports, scattered across online forums, of people waking up to the sound of slow, deliberate knocking on their windows at night. The modern search for Black Hollow. As technology advances, more people have tried to locate the lost town using GPS and satellite imagery. Yet Black Hollow seems to defy logic. Coordinates that match old maps lead to empty stretches of forest, as if the town itself moves. The deeper explorers venture, the stronger the unease becomes. Phones lose signal. Compasses spin erratically. Equipment fails without explanation. Those who persist report seeing fleeting figures, hearing their own names whispered in voices not their own. Some never make it out. A Reddit user in 2018 posted their experience of finding Black Hollow. They described the feeling of being watched, of seeing the faint glow of lanterns in distant windows. They entered one of the houses and found a plate of food, still warm, as if someone had just been there. The last update from their account simply read, "I hear knocking." Their profile was deleted the next day. They were never heard from again. The final warning: Black Hollow is still out there, hidden, waiting. If you ever hear knocking on your window at night, do not answer. Do not look outside, no matter how familiar the voice calling your name may sound. And if you ever find Black Hollow, turn back. Because once you enter, you might never leave.